I'm Janisli Bantol from BSHM3A, and this is Chapter 5. Understanding the legal framework of Philippine tourism. Legal understanding is vital for tourism industry's success. It protects businesses, ensures compliance, promotes ethical practices, and contributes to sustainability. Ignoring legal aspects can lead to severe consequences, highlighting the importance of legal knowledge for all stakeholders. These presentations draws upon key legal concepts detailed in Kabulay's textbook, Philippine Tourism Law. Our focus will be on several core contract types frequently encountered within the tourism industry, examining their legal implications and practical applications. Contract of sale. Key characteristic of a valid contract of sale as outlined in the textbook typically include offer and acceptance, mutual consent, a definite subject matter, consideration, and the capacity of the contracting parties. The effect of loss of the object in a contract of sale hinges on the point at which risk transfers from the seller to the buyer. Before the risk transfer, the seller bears the loss. After the transfer, the buyer bears it. The precise moment of risk transfer depends on the contract terms and applicable law, often coinciding with the delivery but potentially varying based based on specific stipulation. Understanding this risk transfer is crucial for both buyers and sellers to manage the potential losses. Sale of personal property payable in installments. The sale of personal property payable in installment allows for the following remedies for the vendor in case of the buyer's failure to pay. Exact fulfillment. The buyer can be compelled to pay the remaining balance. Cancel the sale. The vendor can rescind the contract if two or more installments are unpaid. The buyer must return the property. Foreclosure. The vendor can foreclose on the property to recover unpaid amounts. Any excess from the sale will be returned to the buyer. Pacto de retro sale. A pacto de retro sale or conventional redemption is a sale with a repurchase agreement. The seller retains the right to repurchase the property within a specified period. The sale is valid, but the seller essentially retains ownership, subject to the buyer's rights during the redemption period. The difference between a true sale and the pacto de retro sale is the seller's right to repurchase. If the seller fails to repurchase within the agreed upon time, the sale becomes absolute. The liability of principal and the agent. Liability of the principal. According to Article 1883 of the Civil Code, if an agent acts in his own name, the principal has no right of action against the person with whom the agent has contracted, neither has such a person any action against the principal. Exception. The principal is directly bound in favor of the person with whom the agent has contracted if the transaction was one where except in these contracts involving things belonging to the principal, the agent acted in behalf of a disclosed principal. The principal is liable for the agent's action within the scope of authority. Liability of the agent. When an agent transacts business in his own name, it shall not be necessary for him to state the name of the principal, and he shall be directly liable. Moreover, an agent is personally liable for acts beyond the scope of his authority and for acts in violation of the terms of the agency. In limited agency, the agent is only liable to the extent of the principal's payment. The principal becomes jointly and severally liable with the agent if the principal's payment is insufficient. Credit transactions. Credit is crucial for tourism businesses and consumers, enabling investment, facilitating transaction, and supporting economic growth, but responsible management is key. Legal credit transactions require valid contracts, regulatory compliance, proper collateral handling, clear dispute resolution, data protection, ethical debt collection, and accurate credit reporting. Legal advice is crucial for lenders and borrowers. Simple loans and motum. A simple loan or comodatum involves lending non-consumable items to be returned in the same state, while motum is a loan of consumable goods where an equivalent amount is returned. The difference is the nature of the object loan and the borrower's obligation. Interest rates legally defined in loan agreements are subject to usury laws limiting maximum charges. Legal implications arise from the contract for enforceability, disclosure requirements, and the consequence of default interest rates and significantly impact the economy, influenced by risk, market conditions, and nature of bank deposit. The Philippine Civil Code clarifies the relationship between a bank and its depositor is fundamentally a debtor-creditor relationship. This means the bank is legally obligated to repay the depositor the amount deposited along with any agreed upon interest. This is the core principle governing bank deposits. Mortgages, real estate and chattel. Real estate mortgages use real property as collateral requirement registration for legal effect, while chattel mortgages use movable personal property with the registration often recommended but not always mandatory. Both secure loans but foreclosure processes differ in complexity. Real estate mortgages necessitate registration for legal validity and involve complex foreclosure procedures, often requiring additional steps like the insurance and appraisals. Chattel mortgages, while benefiting from registration and have simpler foreclosure processes, but written agreements remain essential for both. Jurisdictional variation necessitate legal counsel for accurate compliance. Loan and mortgage can lead to wage garnishment, credit history impacts hiring, financial hardship, and debt affect employee performance. Employer loan program must comply with relevant laws. Economic conditions influence employment levels. Legal counsel is crucial for compliance. Independent contractors. Independent contractors control their work methods and provide their own tools, unlike employees who are subject to employer control and use employer-provided resources. Their work is not integral to the employer's core business. The key difference is the employer's lack of control over how the work is done. Pactum commissarium. Pactum commissarium is contract clause allowing a creditor to automatically seize own collateral upon debtor's default. It's generally prohibited as it bypasses due process. Safer alternatives include conventional pledges, chattel mortgages, and real estate mortgages, which require court proceeding for debt recovery. Using pactum commissarium can render the entire contract voidable. Key takeaways. Control is key in determining employee versus independent contractor. The level of control a principal exercise over a worker's performance is crucial in determining whether they are an employee or an independent contractor. This distinction significantly impacts liability. Principal and agent liability varies based on agency structure. A principal liability for an agent action depends heavily on whether the agent acted in their own name or disclosed the principal's identity. Agents also bear personal liability for actions outside their authority. Loan contracts require explicit interest agreements in loan contracts. The interest is only due to explicitly stipulated. A legal rate applies if no agreement is made. A real estate and chattel mortgages have different requirements. Real estate and chattel mortgages have distinct legal requirements, particularly concerning registration and foreclosure procedures. Pacto de retro and pactum commissarium have specific legal implication. Both pacto de retro sale and pactum have unique legal consequences that must be carefully